MiniVNA Pro. This is a Windows 10 32-bit install guide. It seems, I don't know, overly complicated, but I suppose it's based on when the device was brought around. So anyway, let's get into it. The first thing we need to do is find out if we've got Java installed. So in your bottom window there, we need to type cmd, which brings up the command prompt. And in the command prompt, we need to type JAVA space minus version and press enter. And Java is not recognised in internal or external commands, so effectively we haven't got Java installed. So we need to install Java. So your best option is to type Java into Google, go onto the Java web page, follow the download link, and it'll bring you here. Agree and start download. So I've actually downloaded the file, which is this one. Sorry, where has it gone? Java setup 8U291. So let's run that. Yes to that. And I think the quickest thing to set up a oh, that's because I didn't bring the window up. Just leave it on the defaults. Close that back down. Minimize that. Right. As soon as it's finished installing, I'll get back to you because it looks a little bit long-winded. So I'll get back to you. Okay, so that's finished installing. Close that. Go back to the command prompt again and type CM again. Java minus version. And Java is not recognised. Now this generally means you need to do a restart, so let's do that. Let's shut down the PC and restart. Okay, so we've restarted the PC. We now need to go to, again, command prompt and type again JAVA space minus VERSION, and hey presto, it's installed now. Showing Java version 1.8.0-291. This is for a Windows 10 64-bit, not 64, 32-bit. So next thing to do is to now install the FTDI chip. Now I'll put a link to this, and what we're looking for is the release notes and the installation guide for Windows, which is that one there, and there is an executable version of it here. So if you're not happy about installing it yourself, as in the raw files, then do it through the executable. So if I bring that up, I've created a folder here, FTDI, Java, software for Windows, YouTube, and VNA manual basically. So if we go into the FTDI chip, we're going to there, where have I put it? Oh, it's in Windows 7, sorry. Okay, and there's the setup. So we'll run that. We'll see what that says. Now you don't always have to do this. If you've been messing with other radios, Bofangs and things, you might already have the driver installed, but it's worth a check. And there you go, package installed. Okay, so let's finish that. Right, next thing, while you're still in Explorer, we'll go back to Windows 7 VNA Pro. Now you want the software. Now the software is vnaJ, and you'll find it on multiple sources, but if you Google that anyway, you'll download the latest version. I've got 3.47. I have got some older versions which we'll try if this one don't work. So the next thing to do is via the USB lead is now plug in VNA Pro, and we should have probably new hardware found, or that's on now. So we've got a green flashing light at the bottom, or green light. Should that be on the charge? I'm not sure. I've charged the battery in this, so I'm not sure which one it should be. But so all we need now to do is double click on this file and hit presto, fires up, no problem at all. Now this is where I've had issues. So now we go no calibration. Oh, sorry, but what we should do before we do that is go into Device Manager and see what port it's on. So look on your ports, COM ports, and I think it's COM port 5. Okay, so we're COM port 5, so we know which port we're on now. So we go to Analyzer, Setup, and we set it up for vnaJ Pro, choose COM port 5, do a test, it's working. So update the information, no calibration data, say OK to that, go to Calibration, Create. Okay, so now we've got the thing open, so we'll leave it as open, and we'll do a read open. So that's completed. Now read short. Now for this I have got some little pieces here, and that one's the open, so that one's the short, so I'll just change that. Bear with me. It all goes into the DUT socket, this, as per the description. It says read short, connect 0 ohm to the DUT connection. So we'll do that. And this is where I've had issues with Windows 10. It just freezes. Now the install is exactly the same for Windows 7. But it works fine, absolutely fine. Now comes up completed, but obviously the screen's still greyed out and the percentage stays at 0. I have seen that percentage climb. I've tried doing it reload first, or different ways of doing it, and it seems to be, it just doesn't seem to be as compatible for Windows 10 32-bit. So we'll cancel that. What we'll do is we'll go into, let's close the program again, and we'll go into an older version. We'll try 3.34 and see what happens with that. Okay, again go to Analyzer, Setup, COM 5, so it's remembered all that. Do a quick test, make sure it's working. Okay, update the information. Okay, calibration, create. So we'll do the short test first, so it's working fine, no problem whatsoever. I'll take the connector off. And now we'll do read open. And again, I think it's froze. The only thing I've got it to work on at the moment is Windows 7, 32-bit, works fine, no problem whatsoever. Works with my Kindle, no problem whatsoever. Bluetooth. Okay, just a quick update. Let's get rid of that. I have got this to actually work with an older version. And to get the older version, well, this is basically how you get the version that you need anyway for Windows. Come into the vna.dl2sba.com, click on the downloads link. So if you click here, this will bring you to the latest version, which is the only file you need for Windows is this one, vnaJ.347.jar, but obviously we've seen it freezes. So if you click on the parent directory there, it brings you back to all the previous versions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you downloading. We'll try this one as well. So click on there, and then just save it. And these are the previous versions that I've saved. And what we'll do, we'll run through one or two of them and just see if we can get it to work. Now on version 2.9.4 it worked fine, no problem at all. The calibration procedure went through, I'll show you that in a bit. And then just click save it. And if you want any more, click back there. What was the last version I had? The 3.4. Now I've tried 3.43 and it didn't work. So 3.43 is all the way back there. So we'll try something like 3.31. We'll give that a go. So I'll save that. 3.31. Save that. Save. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll jump back into the program and see if we can get any of those to actually run up. So we know 3.43 didn't work, so we'll try 3.122. Okay, again, analyze our setup, choose the Pro, choose the COM port, test. That's okay, so update this and that. Got no calibration, go back to calibration, create. So we'll go read open, which it's doing. And then we'll go back to the 50 ohm load. I'll probably jumping reading short, but I've got which one I had in my hand, read that. And again, it just says sweeping. So we know that one's not going to work basically. And that's version 3.122. Okay, let's try then. Let's cancel that because it would have done it by now. It only takes seconds, so get rid of that. So terminate the program. We'll go now into 3.13. We'll try that one. Okay, again go to make sure you're set up correctly. COM5, VNA Pro, test. That's working fine. Update. Okay, calibrate, create, reload. Doing that fine. Okay, so unscrew the load. And then we'll try read open. And it's doing that fine. So there's a chance that this version might work as well. So that's now let's try the short. Read short. And that's working as well. So version 3.113 also works. Now was there another version close to that? Let's go back to that again. 3.1. What did we get? We got 3.122. So 3.1322. So there's only one in between it, which is 3.12.hl. So you could try that as well if you want, but it would seem that version 3.131 seems to work. So let's go back to the program. We'll save that. I'll just call it that. Save, update. Okay, so that's done. So that seems to be working. And what we'll do is we'll just do a quick test of an antenna and just see how well it's working. Okay, so I've connected the VNA Pro into my X510. I've set a start frequency of 120 meg, stop 160 meg basically. We're going to do a single scan, and this is with version 3.13, which is the version I can get, latest or the last version I can get to work with Windows 10. Must be a sort of Java issue, I don't know, with the calibration. But the calibration worked fine, everything worked fine, as we've seen. So let's do a single scan. And hey presto, that's working fine. So we've got some peaks here. There of 143. This one here is 146, so our calling frequency of 145. It's around about here somewhere. Bear with me. That's close enough. showing an SWR of 1.33 to 1, and an impedance of 50, is it 50? 58 ohms, so it's slightly off, but it seems to be working fine. So if you have got Windows 10 and you're running the 32-bit version of it, then I found that 3.1.13 version works okay. I will try Windows 64 and I'll get back to you on that one. And where I'm saying works okay is in the when you do the calibration. So when you create your calibrations, all these work fine. They don't freeze at all. So at the moment I've done the calibration, I've saved it, and it's using the reference MiniVNA Pro calibration, which I saved. I'm on comm 5. Now the only thing I wasn't sure whether I showed you was the drivers. Oh, I did for the FTLD, didn't I? Yeah. It's a VCP drivers and setup executable, and you can choose here 32-bit or 60-bit. But they're and they seem, if I just run the executable, it seems to work okay on one of the laptops, because I'd been running both hangs and bits and bobs. I didn't need to do anything. I just plugged it in. It said found new device, install the drivers automatically. So yeah, so that's your order anyway. If you follow that through, you should be able to get it to work. I like the idea of the Bluetooth, but I still like to have a bit of a rugged PC with me at the same time. Hope that helps. I'll get back to you on the Windows 10 64-bit. Okay, Windows 10 64-bit, and it's the EliteBook 8470, just in case anybody was interested in running i7. Again, I've tried all the versions, and the only version I can get to work is 3.1.13. So if we read open, it's reading fine. So we'll read now short. Sorry about the camera, I'm just trying to do this but two-handedly. So again, in DU2 it's the short connector, so read short, and it's doing that fine. Okay, let's take that off. Just see if we can get this 50 ohm connector on. Oh, it's not very easy when you're doing it one-handed. Turn that up and reload. And that's working as well. I'm not saying this is the answer, because obviously we're running older versions and there were updates for a reason, so I'll save that. Save it as the default update. As I say, I don't think it's the answer really, but it does get it working if you need to test it. Okay, I've just plugged it back into the X510. Let's expand this window a little bit. Start frequency 120 meg, end frequency. We'll do a single scan, and again this is the X510 via the VNA on a Windows 64-bit. That's a little bit different. Oh, it's because I haven't set everything. Sorry. Let's just set that to SWR, and we'll set that to ohms. There we go. So we'll do another single scan. And that's pretty typical of the first scan we've got. 143,500 and slightly higher there. We were around about. I need to expand the scale out of this to get it a bit more accurate, but that's roughly 145,473, and it's an SWR of 1.6, slightly high for really what it should be. I mean, I don't know how to tweak that, to be honest, but it seems to work anyway. So version 3.13, same setup, same installers on the 32-bit version. Just can't get the latest version to work, and only get 3.131 to work on both versions, but at least it's working. That's the most important thing. The alternative is to put Windows 7 on, and then you can run the latest version. That was tested on an old laptop, an Advent, running 32-bit Windows 7 home, and it works fine on that. I just wanted a bit quicker PC. Hope that helps.